In this episode of NBA Film Breakdown, we take a look at third-year guard Collin Sexton of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland has an up-and-down start so far, but Sexton has been a bright spot before he went down with an ankle injury earlier this month. Currently averaging 25 points per game, Sexton has started to figure out how to get to the spots on the floor and being a highly effective scorer in the process. Let's take a look at the clips. In this first clip, we have Sexton with the basketball and Drummond coming up from the weak side to appear to set a ball screen. But Sexton keeps Brogdon on his hip as he starts with a speed dribble into a hesitation low dribble. By performing with his handle, Sexton keeps Brogdon on his hip, but also keeps Sabonis in the drop pick and roll coverage. By keeping Sabonis back, Sexton can use his dribble to keep the defense back just enough to get to a spot where he explodes up and gets the floater to go. In this next clip, Sexton looks to push the basketball after a made basket by the Pacers. McDermott picks Sexton up, and this play shows how Sexton is processing and attacking the game in real time. Once he sees he has the speed mismatch out on the wing, Sexton slows his pace and squares up to McDermott, and just before McDermott can get settled, Sexton attacks the baseline with a crossover, which makes McDermott open up his hips, and once he does that, Sexton has him beat. From there, Sexton uses his balance, footwork, and touch to get a tough layup to go. In this third clip, Sexton does a good job of reading the Magic's pick and roll coverage. He sees that the Vucevic is going to play in drop coverage. To ensure McGee can get the lob attempt, Sexton uses pace and hesitation to keep Cole Anthony on his hip while also keeping Vucevic focused on him to potentially look to score. The patience shown here by Sexton keeps a lot of space between himself and Vucevic. It also exposes the Magic's coverage, trying to trap Sexton. But Sexton is able to time McGee's roll perfectly and deliver the lob as intended. The Magic's defense doesn't communicate, and the low man doesn't help to pick up McGee, resulting in the Cavs getting an easy finish at the rim. In these next two clips, we'll take a look at Collin's mid-range scoring. In this clip, again, you'll see how the game is slowed down for him. Sexton gets Bullock on his hip coming off the high screen, and he knows where he wants to get to and what footwork he intends to utilize to create a shot. Sexton plants his right foot, sidesteps, and creates the space needed for the pull-up jumper. In this next clip, we get side pick and roll action, and again, Sexton snakes around the screen, rises, and fires. Sexton shot the three very well in the early part of the season. With this sideline out of bounds play, Garland sprints to the corner into a dribble handoff to Sexton, who then gets a brush screen from the trailing Thon Maker. Sexton uses his footwork to create space to get behind the three-point line and connects on an open three. I wanted to create this video not only to highlight Sexton's scoring, but just how much the game is slowing down for him, which is allowing him to effectively pick and choose the spots on the floor, which ultimately helps him as be the scorer that he is. Sure, there are going to be games where he's going to be more volume than efficiency, but given where he is in year 3, I think it's reasonable to assume that with more time, Sexton can continue to evolve, and this is just the beginning of what we're seeing. Alright, thank you so much for joining this week's edition of NBA Film Breakdown. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share our content. Until next time, take care.